Dart's running. No, I thought you started. Okay, I'll start. What am I going to say?
You're going to say hi.
Hi.
I'm Alan.
Okay. Okay, we'll start. I need to adjust my hat.
Oh, this all stays in.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes, it does.
Nope.
Oh, yeah.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Hello, everybody. I'm Alan.
And I'm Emily.
And this is a travelogue of our trip from Brantford, Ontario to Vancouver, actually a little bit further, to Victoria, BC, and back again. We went out to see my son to take him some stuff, and we figured we'd take Emily's Jeep and left mine at home because there's only two of us and it didn't make sense to have one person in one Jeep and one in another.
Oh, no, that would have been terrible.
Yeah. And yes. And so we figured we'd video along the way and see what we could come up with, and this is what we came up with. This is mostly for us.
Yeah, chances are if you're watching this, it's because you're related, or you're my daughter's friend, Erin. Hi, Erin. Very much wanted to see our trip, and with any luck, you'll get an understanding of just how big this trip actually is. I think in some ways we're still kind of like, oh my gosh, I can't. Yeah. That's a big trip. So hopefully you'll get ideas of some things perhaps you would like to do, some things that you don't want to do, things that worked for us, didn't work for us.
Yeah, we tried to make it as much travelogue as possible. We like the places we stopped, the campgrounds, the campsites, what they were like, kind of a little review. The first couple episodes, I guess, are a little light on video, just because we weren't exactly sure if we were going to do this or not. So bear with us for the first few episodes. Things will get better.
I'm still not sure
hopefully.
If we're doing this, but
fair enough. I'm good with that. So like Emily said, this is for us, and if anybody sees it other than us, then that's cool. Thanks for watching. This is us driving out in Ontario. This is us driving on the plains. This is us coming close to the mountains. Other than that, no.
This is us pulling off of our street. That was literally all I was looking for.
Oh, I see. So day one saw us travel from Brantford to Grundy Lake Provincial Park. It was about a 5.5 hour drive with stops. We would highly recommend going back to Grundy Lake. We wish we could have spent more time there. It's a very nice park with the lakes and all that. There was an active bear advisory when we were there, but it's a really nice park, and we'd like to get more chance to explore it next time. We stayed in the red Maple Campground, which is a radio-free and generator-free zone. It was very quiet. There was a road behind our campsite, I'd say a couple hundred feet. We stayed in site 406, as you can see on the map there, and like people were pulling in, and you could hear them going past, although by 7-8 o'clock things were quieted down pretty quick. Got a couple of our pictures of our campsite coming up. It was very flat, sandy. It was good. It was very good. I would highly recommend site 406, the usual provincial park amenities. One of the best purchases we made before we went, both Emily and I on our Jeeps have tailgate tables. They're Rugged Ridge tailgate tables, and they're great for pulling over and, making a quick lunch, or in this case here, setting up for a coffee. After we got all set up and ready to go, we went to the Grundy Lake Supply Post, which it's literally right outside the park boundary when you're coming back out the main entrance. Our air mattress, which you'll hear more about later, blowing it up by mouth or by the fluffing it up method really didn't work, so we stopped, and they've got everything there. And we bought a foot pump. Looking back, we'll probably buy an electric pump, but we kind of cheaped out this time, which we won't do again for that. After the Grundy Lake Supply Post, We went to one of my favorite places, which is French River, which is just up the road, and the French River Trading Post and the Hungry Bear restaurant. Well, I've been going there for years now, and it's always like a stop on your way north. And their food is like, typical fare, hamburgers, fries, that kind of stuff, like diner kind of stuff. But like it's good. And Emily is celiac, so they had some gluten-free options there, which she quite enjoyed. So it is hard to find things certain places, but at Hungry Bear, it was good. One of the problems they were having when we were there, they were talking about it, is their signage, because the highway, 4 lanes, has pushed through further, and it bypasses all of the small businesses in the area. And they were saying that they don't have any signage, so people don't know. The old highway, you used to be able to just drive right past the Hungry Bear, and now, like, even I had a hard time finding it, and I've been there like a half dozen times in the last 10 years, kind of thing. And we had to get off and backtrack, but now the local people and visitors they lobbied the Ontario government, and now we have signs that say French River Trading Post this way, which is a great thing, I think. So that was about it for day one. We went back after having dinner, and just kind of had a bit of a fire and decided to call it an early night. We don't have a lot of video from day one. It does get better. At this point, we were kind of not sure whether we were going to do this or not, so we didn't know, how much to video and stuff like that. So that's about it for day one.
Well, here we are. Day 2, on our way to Sudbury. Thrilled to announce that it rained all last night. We had a thunderstorm, which was exciting. Good news, jet works. The teeny tiny air mattress he had that I had serious doubts about, despite the fact being a tinge less wide than I'd like it to be, was pretty comfortable to sleep on. In bad news, we haven't had coffee yet this morning because everything was wet, so we just decided to get on the road and get some miles behind us before the rain hit Grundy Lake again. So we're driving along, desperate search of coffee, and then we are going to continue all the way up to Wawa today.
Welcome to day 2. Today we drove from Grundy Lake Provincial Park to Wawa, to their Wawa RV Resort and Campground. On our way there, we passed through Lake Superior Provincial Park, which is it's very beautiful, breathtaking scenery. There's not a lot of amenities though, so make sure you're stocked up with gas, and if you're gonna stop for food and stuff, there's not too many places. It's a very long drive, but very beautiful. And then after day 2 was 6 hours and 6.5 hours, and then we arrived in, just, you're kind of like Lake Superior Provincial Park, trees, forest, and then all of a sudden, Wawa, and you're back in civilization. We stayed at the Wawa RV Resort and Campground, which is a private campground. It's right off of the highway, and it's a nice park. It's not very big, but it's got all the amenities. The showers were very nice. The comfort station, bathroom, and showers was really good. Our campsite was one of the few tent sites. Most of the sites are big RV sites. And it was like right on the river. It was like very picturesque and beautiful as well, but it was very windy, and like we angled our tarp to block some of the wind, but it got down to 6 degrees Celsius, I think it was, and it was a very chilly night, to say the least. But our sleeping bags did us well, and we were warm in the tent, and we had a good night. There's a little story about our camp chair coming up after a short video about us cooking dinner, which was a first for all of us. And after that, I'll be back.
Starting. Okay, we can talk now.
Oh, no, that's okay. My knees are warm.
All right, Alan and I are trying something new. We're actually cooking on a fire. Although, fun fact, I think we're actually creating lots of little mini grease fires while we're at it.
Yes, we are.
I'm confident someone would be able to tell us a better way to do this, but you know what? Burgers.
A quick story about our beautiful camp chair, which you can see here. We bought new chairs for our trip out west, and I was cooking dinner there in that video that you saw, and I got up to go get something from the back of the Jeep. I turned around, and because it was so windy, the wind blew the chair into the fire. And it's day 2 of our trip, and you can see the results. The aluminum frame survived remarkably well, but the cover was toast. There's no way we could fix it. So during our journey, I emailed this company. It's called FE Active, and that's where we got our 2 chairs, our tent, and our little foldable table that you'll see. I think you'll see anyway sometime during our trip here. And I emailed them and said, "Look, we had an accident. Here's the picture. Is there anything we can do? The frame's still fine. Is there any way I can buy a cover for it?" And they emailed back saying that customer service is very important to us. I guess they're a fairly new company, and they said, "We'll send you a new chair, no cost. We'll replace it for you." And I was just blown away. So it was waiting for us when we got back from our trip. Brand new chair, and I highly recommend FE Active for their camping equipment and their customer service by far. After dinner, we took a very quick trip into Wawa because Emily had never seen the goose before. And you can see how enthused I am about seeing the goose because I can remember as a little kid, every time we'd go north, because I grew up in Collingwood, so which is on the southern shores of Georgian Bay. And so whenever we'd go north, the first stop would be like the first night stop would be in Wawa. And of course, you had to go see the goose. So I've seen the goose a lot of times. And other than the fact that it seems a lot smaller than it was when I was 8 years old, you can see how enthused I am to go see the goose again after a very long trip. Well, that's about it for episode 1. We've got day 1 and 2 in there. If you'd like to come back for more, please do. We do have more robust content coming. Like I said before, we didn't know quite sure if we were going to do this or not, so the first few episodes might be a little thin, but it'll pick up after that. We promise. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and hit the little bell icon to be notified when our next episode comes out. From Alan and Emily, thank you very much.